everybody, it's Carissa. Pardon my blue tongue, I've been eating blue candy. But anywho, hey, I want to try something a little different today. And I think it'll be insightful for you. It's going to be insightful for me. And there is nothing wrong with building your core. I think that's kind of a cool thing to do. And so what I'm going to do is ask me a few questions and things for you to think about, things that I'm going to be thinking about. And let it sit in your heart for a minute. And then when you have an answer, I'd like to see your comment and your thoughts about it. And I'll share mine too, right away, in fact. Well, the first one is, have you ever reconciled with someone after a long period of time? Or is it someone you'd like to reconnect to? For me, yes. And it didn't go as expected. There was a young lady, at the time we were in our 20s, that we really hit it off on so many levels. And it wasn't the first time, but it was a fun thing to experience someone that liked almost everything that I liked. And that never happened before, because I've always kind of marched to a beat of my own. And I've been content with that, but it was kind of cool to find someone, a friend, a peer that enjoyed the things that I liked and, got my weird sense of humor. It was really cool. And she was fly, you know what I'm saying? I thought I was fly back then, And we were in our 20s. That was a long time ago. And it was something. I really, I got something out of that friendship that to be honest with you, I haven't been able to replicate. So, but for whatever reason, we lost track of each other because we grow up, we have different lives, you get families, you get jobs, you move across the country, and you kind of disconnect. And that, that all happened before Facebook, really. And then because of Facebook, we reconnected, but it wasn't how I expected. And it could be for a lot of reasons. It could have been because I have changed, could be because she has changed. And for whatever the reason, we didn't reconnect again. And that sometimes makes me sad, but it always will be something that I will remember and cherish. You know what they say about some friendships are for a season? And there is nothing wrong with that, because I needed that at that time. But yes, that has happened to me. It was kind of like a double whammy, because we lost contact and then we reconnected and then it didn't go so well. But I will always, hold this person near and dear in my heart and remember, what she was able to show me as a friend. So I would love to hear what you all have to say about that. You inbox me or put it in the comments or whatever. I would really like to hear what you say. So the next question is, can you think of a time when your anger towards someone or something resulted in a negative change in your own personality or actions? For me, that's kind of a tough question. And the reason why I say that is in my personal life, I tend to try not to do that. Now, I could have. Nothing is coming to mind at this moment. There are plenty of times, however, like let's say there is someone famous that I really dig, but then I find out they're a dog or a jerk or something crazy, something that they did, then that changes my perspective on things for a minute. And that's so petty and not right, because I'm judging them, right? But I've had plenty of those instances. But when it comes to my personal life, I tend to close my ears to a lot of, negative stuff anyway. And so if someone is saying something negative about someone or whatever, I think, like, I reread the question, I don't necessarily jump on that boat. Because I'm human, they're human. You can't always jump on that boat without you knowing the real deal. And the real deal means more than just that situation. It means what's in that person's heart, what's going on in their mind. You know, what was the situation that led up to it? And number one, it's not for me to judge. Point blank, period. So I tend to try to not do that. I am human. And to all of those listening out there, if I have done that, I am so sorry, because it wasn't intentional. But I know for sure, like, I definitely do that when it comes to like people that I don't know, you know, that I might read about, or maybe I from afar, you know, I'm kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? I might from afar appreciate what it looks their life to be like, but you don't really know what their life really is like. You know what I mean? And so when these bad things come up and open, I'm kind of like, oh, that skank, or did I say that word? I'm saying this to prove a point. I'm just saying that I have had these thoughts like, oh, how could she? And that's me being judgmental. And that is not a cool thing to do whatsoever at all. But I have to say that I've done that. And so by saying it, you know, I can remember that that's not the right thing to do. I have to remind myself, and we have to remind each other. We have to, hey, fall back sometime. But for sure, I think I've done it once or twice. Okay. Now, the last question, and don't forget to inbox your answers or put a comment down, because I'm very curious for your growth, of course, and my curiosity. Okay. Okay, here is the last question. If you could describe your past with one word, what would that word be? What is it? What's your word? What would describe you in one word? Well, not you. What would describe your past with one word? If I had to just choose one word, I think that word would be colorful. And the reason I say that my one word would be colorful to describe my past says it all. Meaning that it has not been a straight, narrow line of a walk. It has not been dull. It has been a lot going on. You know, I've experienced a lot of things. I've been a lot of places, and good and bad and otherwise. And I've always called it, and it's so funny, I still use this word with my kids when we're military family. So when we get ready to move somewhere, I always say, you guys ready for our next adventure? But that is how I see my life. Even when I was younger and I would frighten my parents to death. Yeah, you guys, I think I'm going to move to Virginia, not knowing a soul. I'm going to transfer my job, and I'm just going to move to Virginia. You know, and it was a radio job. I thought, you know, it's going to be fun. I'm going to love it. I don't know anyone there, right? But I'm going to transfer and so it was an adventure. And so that's how I live my life. Yeah, I'm going to go to D.C. I'm in Michigan now. I'm going to go to D.C. Yeah, I'll be back. I'm just going to go visit for a while. You know, that was my life. It was an adventure. And along the way, boy, do you see some things and experience some life and things that you perhaps wish you hadn't seen and could unsee them, but you can't. It's too late. You saw it. But it's part of your colorful life, right? And so, and I've met some really colorful people too. So that's how I would describe my past in one word. How would you describe yours? So anyway, I can't wait to hear about all of these things. I think this would be so much fun. I'm so excited. All right, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.